losing touch. Long legs bend at the knee. How your eyes betray what you think of me. They're telling me that I should leave. My God lives high in soul and mind. It gives me something real and something to believe.
I don't know what I'm meant to feel anymore. I take it out on my girls and I smash that door. I fucked around with myself and I let you know that if you're up there watching, start the show. Say it's over, my friend. How long until the end? 'Cause I'm back.
Are you ready?
kiss me down at the lonely lake. Before summer. It's real, I'm your friend. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain. Can you tell a green field from a cold cigarette, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Comes to me, there will be a sorrow, let it be, and let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. There is something I can't ever explain. What are you breathe I take? Your every step I make, and I swim out under a broken sky. Cold sun colored with shades of white. Wave goodbye to last summer. Cold air coming away soon. So let's lay under the falling moon. Tell me something about yourself. You've never told to no one else.
We don't need a destination, let's go where the river's taking us. Over fields and through the country, letting go of everything but us. Over the rainbow. If we hold tight, we can chase the Mississippi through the night, hundreds of miles away. The water is warm, let's dip our toes right in and be reborn. I don't know why we wait. Grab sunglasses and the atlas, we can prove we're smarter than a phone. Let's go where there's no reception, see if we can make it on our own. Breathe deep in your chest. If we hold tight, we can chase the Mississippi through the night, hundreds of miles away. The water is warm, let's dip our toes right in and be reborn. I don't know why we wait. The water's warm, let's be reborn. The water's warm, let's be reborn. We don't need a destination, let's go where the river's taking us. Over fields and through the country, letting go of everything but us. If we hold tight, we can chase the Mississippi through the night, hundreds of miles away. The water is warm, let's dip our toes right in and be reborn. I don't know why